Suck my butt. Suck my butt.
How would you children like to suck on my chocolate salty balls?
Oh, you mean like a chocolate candy?
No, I mean my balls.
Ladies and the gentlemen, that's right. Welcome back to another edition of SMB, a South Park review. We're back, full force, ready to rock and roll.
Oh, we're ramming it in today. Full speed ahead, boys.
We're coming back for part 2 of the epidemic, since we can't say the word online or we'll get demonetized. But it does include Peruvian flute bands. And I am not alone, ladies and gentlemen. Making his way back to the podcast, this man likes to bring the pain in the digital marketing game. He's the man who solicits those picks to get your clicks. He's a writer, he's a director, and on-screen personnel for Derby City Resi. Ladies and gentlemen, Dane Becker.
I know everybody's missed my pretty face, not just the co-hosts here, but the audience at large. But I got laid off from my job and I'm selling my house. So there's been a lot of things going on. It's actually pretty tight right now. You know what I mean? You know, just living large, living life, eating corn the long way, right? Back to you, Matt.
Dane Becker. All right, I'm playing with this font here if you see it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dane Becker. He's back on the podcast. Happy to have you back, Dane. It's been a while.
Happy to be back, Maddie.
But ladies and gentlemen, making his way back to the podcast, of course, this man is a doctor of thugonomics. He's doctor of punkonomics. He's doctor of polyphonics, scooponomics. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion. He is also affectionately known as a trivia god. Joe Vernola. What's up, Joe?
Not a whole hell of a lot.
Well, we're happy
here.
to see you again, buddy.
Good to be here.
Good to be here. He's so stoic this afternoon. You know, he's
Joe just had a match against Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns in a 3-way for the World Heavyweight title, so he's going to be a little tired today, obviously.
obvious.
Didn't go well.
It didn't go well. Well, we're happy to have you back as well, good sir. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, I'm your host, Naheen. I can't be beat. I'm your guy who's high where the air is so dry. Yeah, boy. MSG. You can follow us as a podcast by going to linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. That's right. You can go there and you'll see all of our content. You can hit that like and subscribe button. That'd be pretty awesome of you to do so. We only need like 150 more subscribers apparently to get monetized itself, as YouTube has changed their algorithm. So we're right there, and we need your help. So join us, become part of our SMB crew. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Pandemic Part Number 2. It is affectionately known as Pandemic 2, The Startling. And it features the sequel to last week's review of Pandemic. And I've already gone ahead and said the name now on the show, so F it.
That's okay. That's okay. YouTube guidelines, we are not talking about any sort of sickness and or health whatsoever. We are literally talking about a bunch of pan flute bands that almost brought about the end of the world when they were removed. Anyway.
That is a fair point. Joe, would you like to start us off today? Tell us a little bit about that pandemic, or would you like me to narrate?
No, I can take care of that.
That's good.
Pandemic 2, The Startling, is the 11th episode of Season 12 and the 178th episode overall. It premiered on October 29th, 2008, and as we already said, it is a continuation of the first part of this episode. As we saw at the end of last week, giant guinea pigs are attacking cities all over the world, and the boys have the key that will save everyone from the onslaught. But they're stranded in the Andes, much like a soccer team. I'm going to hell for that one.
Hey,
Dahmer party of one.
we're all going to hell after I think at least America at this point has like signed their check for hell with all the submarine memes this upcoming this last week. Everybody included. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it. I mean, there's a lot of ridiculous why we're saying it because there's a lot of factors, but we might all be going to hell.
I'm more focused on the decision to use a $30 Logitech controller.
Yeah, I don't understand that one.
Yeah, that's the one I focused on.
That's a bad one. I mean, yeah.
It just goes to show you that Elon Musk, as I said to you, he never played video games. Like, who buys a fucking Logitech controller? And nobody buys a Logitech controller unless you're broke or your mom or your grandma bought it for you because she was like, oh my God, I'm going to get him another controller.
Yeah, your grandma thought that was actually like a video game, so she just gave you the controller. It was either that or like one of those SpongeBob plug-and plays.
Right, yeah, she thought it was a plug-and-play or something.
I mean, those controllers are used in certain circumstances, like in the Navy, but they're usually used for like drones. They're not used for a submersible that's supposed to go down 30,000 feet. LMAO. Sorry, I'm not laughing at anyone's perishing or death. I'm just kind of... I'm giggling at something else. I just thought of something funny. Old joke. Go ahead, guys.
So, we opened up with a monologue from Craig explaining what has happened in the previous episode. The screen then changes back to the boys and the pilots at the supposed rendezvous point. All
right, so let's jump to here, as Joe alluded to as they started the episode, and it starts off kind of recapping, like previously on the Startling, kind of as they show previous clips of gerbils attacking.
Boo! 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 Like 24.
Right, exactly.
So startled.
I am so startled right now. You are not meant to see.
Mr. Marsh, you have to move it, is it?
Ooh.
I like about this open too. After we get past this, right here to.
It's gonna be what happens to humanity if the orca whales get a little bit more brazen. They're just gonna come on shore and start eating.
What I like about this part too is because these are all still frames they use. You can show this entirety.
My name is Craig.
It's just still frames and his audio.
I love Craig so freaking much, man.
And hot cross buns is fair use.
Yep.
It's but fuck, I forgot where I was gonna go with this.
But the government arrested us.
You were going to talk about how awesome Craig Tucker is. Look at him, he's so cute. I love him.
We begged to go home, but instead the government told
Easy
us they were
tweak.
sending us to Peru.
That's where
And so that is why I am now in Peru.
Go ahead.
If I die, let it be known that it is because 4 guys I don't even like from school lied to me and took my birthday money.
We didn't lie, Craig. It was a sweet idea.
Yeah, how were we supposed to know that pan flute bands would be outlawed?
I mean, he's right. It was a sweet idea. Like they didn't know that the pan flute bands were going to be outlawed. Like I mean,
Right.
it was a sound idea. Last week, those pan flute bands were making $200 1 hour right in front of his house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No, they were killing it. He was going to get his
seriously.
money back and more. Yeah.
They should. I mean, the option to bro down was right there.
Let's be
So-
honest, though. They weren't going to give him any of that money back. Let's just be real. They were going to take all of it and be like, say thanks to your grandma for us.
Probably. So from there, the screen phases back to Colorado with Randy, Sharon, and Shelly hiding from the guinea pigs hiding in their home from the guinea pigs, with Randy still videotaping everything. The guinea pigs are then.
It's going to be important for later, Sharon.
Sharon.
We then see that guinea pigs are attacking all around the world. It's also at this point that a guinea pig crashes through the wall of the Marsh's house, and they have to run to a damaged bus to seek shelter and safety.
That's right.
So,
Poor fellas.
Let's jump here ahead now into the episode. As Joe mentioned there with Randy, let's show a little bit of that.
20 minutes ago, some huge creatures attacked our town. Still chaos out the window. I barely made it back to the house. Sharon is here with me.
Some kind of
There's
huge
Shelly.
creatures.
Wave to the camera, Shelly.
To the camera.
Randy, will you put down the camera? We need to figure out what to do.
I don't know what to do. I'm so startled.
So startled.
To see what the news
Startled.
is saying.
This is a shot of New York City where the giant guinea pigs have also attacked.
Guinea pigs?
Reports of attacks
Yeah.
coming in.
Guinea pigs, that's right. All right, so
I
here's
remember that happened.
now, Joe. You talked about getting to the rendezvous point. Now, here's some of the ridiculousness as far as how they, I don't know, make fun of military personnel, right? Just like who are just blindly following orders.
Yep, and I was just about to say that they have figured out that the plan doesn't make sense, and their plane is out of fuel.
So let's show that, and I like how the guys agree to. Yeah, that appears to be the plan. Yes, that appears to be the way we are out of fuel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Down and no answer at RCU. Whatever's going on out there, it's huge.
All right, just let me get this straight. The head of Homeland Security ordered you to fly us, 5 kids, to Peru, but had you land way up in the Andes Mountains of Peru so that other government people could meet us and then somehow tell us how to go to the capital of Peru, way over in Lima, and take down their government.
Yes, that was the order.
That makes sense to you.
That's right.
Nope, not at all.
Not at all. Doesn't make sense.
Actually, the whole rounding up of the Panflu bands didn't make sense to any of us either.
None of what that Homeland Security guy does makes sense. So could you just fly us home, please?
You don't understand. The plan was to have a refueling truck meet us here. We don't have enough gas to fly anyplace.
Oh, no.
That's awesome. So we've got to find another way out of here.
It's starting to look that way, yeah.
It's starting to look that way, yeah.
This is real footage of Homeland Security.
And while they are looking for some kind of shelter or help, the boys come across an area of giant fruit and honeycombs. And that is when the military pilots are killed by giant bees. Futurama did it.
Wait, were they or were they guinea bees?
No. Those were bees.
Those were bees? Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
They were larvae, but they were bees.
Just want to make sure.
Just like it was a larva in Futurama.
Yeah.
Futurama did it.
Futurama did it. They did do it.
But the long story short, the military pilots are killed by bees. Killer bees, if you will. Giant killer bees.
It's like
This is the lair of
no land that
Morog.
time forgot, where everything grows huge.
What?
The land where
I decided
he knows
This is probably why
exactly.
people actually think Peru is like. I'm telling you.
Craig, it isn't our fault. You make it sound like we always want to be in situations like this, but we don't have any choice.
Yeah, stuff just happens.
That just
Stuff
happened.
just happens.
That's right.
Yep.
You just wind up being sent by the government to take down the city of Lima, only to wind up in Land of the Giants Lost World.
Correct.
That's right.
That's right.
You know what stuff happens to most kids? They fall off their bikes. They get in fights with their parents. They get swindled out of their birthday money.
Look, wherever we are, I think we better keep moving.
Dude, watch out! It says kid.
Man, he got took right up. Oh my God.
Well, do you
Oh my
They
Lord.
did.
Oh my God.
So,
We just watched a man literally get pulled into the trees, and all that came back was arms and legs.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, back in Colorado, the Marsh family has found a Best Buy roof on which they can find shelter with the Stodge family. And that's when a new type of guinea pig, which you alluded to just a few moments ago, called guinea bees, which are guinea pigs wearing bee costumes. And all the guinea creatures are likewise guinea pigs wearing the appropriate costume for their name.
Oh, me, I go rumba. It just makes me think of like the V guy from The Simpsons. That guy.
Ay caramba, no me gusta.
Hey, that is based on a real Mexican. I don't even know if you would call it a novella. That shit was off the chain. I used to watch DVDs of that from Walmart. That guy was crazy. It was
like Sábado Gigante or something.
That one. Okay, that was my favorite show ever because as a 12 to 13-year-old boy who could be able to see hours and hours of that kind of exposure, if you know what I mean. Oh my God, that awakened something inside of me. Gigante got literally absolutely insane. I swear to God. I swear to God.
One of my closest friends growing up, he's Hindi, and his mom would watch like Hindi novelas, and it would be just like that, where it's just like borderline, like softcore, and you're like, whoa.
Oh yeah, you'd be like, oh, the white people be like, oh, these are very overtly religious countries. Have you seen their television? Overtly religious or not, man, they go free ballin' wallin'.
Yeah. And meanwhile, we're like, you can't show titties.
Can't show titties.
But show all the blood and intestines you want.
Yep, exactly. I don't know if you just saw the new trailer for Craven. Looks awesome. That's not something I would take my kid to, though. I saw the trailer, heads being blown off and stabbing somebody.
Screw it. Throw him into it.
America.
Fuck yeah. So, as we see that the guinea bees are getting to the Best Buy, everyone then decides to run to a supermarket. Meanwhile, Randy, as always these last 2 weeks, has been documenting everything. And that's when we see the guinea rabbits and a guinea mouse.
Oof.
All right,
that's when you know you start to get serious. That's like when the Autobots come out. God, Lord.
We'll jump to some of these different guinea things you talked about.
It's Mr. Garrison.
So goddamn cute.
Oh, look, there are guinea pigs, but there's also guinea bees, guinea rats. I've even seen some guinea spiders out there.
Guinea spiders.
Randy, will you stop doing that?
He's literally shaking it.
Yeah, he's the one doing all the Dutch angles.
I mean, it's so real. You watch stuff like Cloverfield, and you're like, wait a minute, how do they do this? Seems very dramatic for someone holding the camera.
Guinea rabbits.
I love the small little nuance of him pointing the camera at the floor instead of keeping it up like a trained pro.
Oh my God.
Something over there.
Travis, no.
Camera spins around.
No, it's a guinea mouse, stupid.
Guinea mouse.
Travis,
kind of looks like a bear.
Randy, the storeroom. We gotta get to the storeroom.
They start to run to the back. This is the fog.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, the mist. I guess the fog too.
Mom, I can't see.
It's okay, Shelly. Daddy's gonna turn on night vision.
Didn't they do that
So
with
that
the thing as well? Well, we'll find out in trivia.
Randy just...
Nothing, sorry, I just startled myself.
Scared everybody around.
Nothing. I just startled myself.
What the hell?
So now, back in Peru, Craig and the boys find themselves in a temple in the jungle. They see drawings of a prophecy detailing everything that has happened within the last episode or so. They discover from these hieroglyphics, or whatever the drawings for that region would be called. I don't know. Please feel free to educate me.
Papua New Guinea? Get it? Sorry.
Fair enough. So, but from
Please
this, from this temple art, they discover that the Peruvian pan flute bands were the guardians of the world in keeping the guinea pigs in the jungle. And without these pan flutes, the guinea pigs are allowed to run rampant. And it reveals, finally, a picture of Craig fighting off a guinea pig.
That's right. So let's jump at now, as Joe alluded to. Then they find out about the secrets of the guinea pig.
Let's do it.
Guinea bee.
Guinea.
That's guinea bee, stupid.
So after the Best Buys,
Oh my God, that's startling. That's so startling.
Yeah, maybe we
I'm
should start
sorry.
heading that way. Hey, look at this.
Oh no. Oh no.
What is it? I don't know. Looks old. Let's see what's in there.
Let's see what's in there.
Uncharted teaches us
That's
that
why
there's
you guys
probably
get
loot
into these
or
situations.
enemies in there.
Because when you come across a spooky ancient ruin, you say, let's see what's in there.
It might be a way out, Craig. Yeah, Mr. Complainy Pants.
Jesus.
Whoa. I don't think anybody's been in here for centuries. Whoa. You guys, look
Yeah,
at this.
explore more. I'm with Craig.
It's a wall of ancient drawings. Dude, it's a Peruvian flute band. I know, and look. Looks like the pan flute music is driving away giant guinea pigs. Oh, no way. Look. The pan flute band's put in prison, just like what happened.
What?
And then the guinea pigs killing people. And then
Uh-huh.
That's Craig.
It's literally Craig. It zooms in.
Craig.
Ah, so good.
That is Craig.
He's the key to all of this. He's our most important
He's the
person.
key.
Craig, what's going on?
What's going on, Craig?
I have no idea.
Do you mind telling us what you're doing on an ancient Incan Wall, Craig?
Cartman always says this shit
You
with
man-
like an air of knowledge.
Wow, Craig.
It's like Cartman reads ahead in the script and then just knows.
Right.
It's just Craig. It's just Craig. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Craig has a point. This episode, I completely agree with Craig throughout it because it's like, all right, guys, seriously, like, you know, you guys kind of get yourself into this situation. Cartman notwithstanding because he's a dumbass. But everybody else, there usually is a train of thought to where it's like, alien spaceship. I wonder what's inside.
You wouldn't go into an alien spaceship? Oh,
You
I'd
wouldn't
go there in
download a
heartbeat.
car? I
I'd
mean,
go
no,
in an alien
no,
spaceship in a heartbeat.
nah.
Anything's gotta be better than this shithole.
Living as a gay man, I can tell you exactly what happens on those alien spaceships, and it's probably worse.
It's like I was telling Joe, I was like, you could not pay me enough money to just get in a submarine in general. Like, I won't go on the Disney World ride where they go in the submarine. I won't fucking do that ride. So, like, I don't
know
UFO either.
So
absolutely, you give me $250,000, I ain't doing it.
I wouldn't have gone on one made out of carbon fiber, but I would have gone with James Cameron.
Maybe with James
Cameron. I love that they asked him, like, the first thing that they thought of when they found the submersible, they were like, James, you've been to the Titanic 20 times. What did you think about this? And James was literally like, well, seems like they rolled the dice a little bit too much. I'm like, damn, if James Cameron can make some very subtle jokes, then the rest of us can meme the shit out of this. I'm sorry. Like, you know, death notwithstanding, I know this is a side topic, but I'm really sorry. 100 years of oppression have brought us to where no one cares when like 3 billionaires and the owner of the company just kind of perish. You know, there was a scientist on there, and that's one thing, but you got 3 rich dudes,
And I mean,
and
the
then
kid.
literally, yeah. Well, oh yeah. Oh god, that was the son. See him. You know what?
He
Him.
didn't wanna
But
go.
honestly, no. Oh,
Okay,
I'm paying
okay,
$250,000 for this kid. Come on. Really?
We can do this online. We can do this offline.
One question, though, no one has really brought up, and which you're supposed to bring up in every situation is, what does Ja Rule have to say?
Ja Rule to
Hello,
you?
hello.
I'm not doing that.
What does Ja have to say? What does Ja have to say? Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
It's
He hasn't said much since Fire Festival.
Every time there's a crisis, they bring on Ja Rule to CNN. What does Ja Rule have to think?
It's murder.
Go ahead, Joe.
So, once again, we go back north to Colorado, and this time they are being attacked by a blast from the past, and that being a Guineasaurus Rex. At this point,
blast from the past.
And at this point, Sharon's basically had enough of Randy's filming everything bullshit and decides it's time to punch him in the camera, which really fucking hurts because I'm sure we've all handled, like, if you've got that thing right up against the eyepiece, right up against your face, and someone bumps into that camera,
Bro.
fuck that, bro.
No way.
You see that a lot with wrestling cameramen. Wrestling cameramen get their eyes and heads fucked up a lot of the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've been shooting WCW style lately, so I'm like right up on the apron.
Oh, you're in there. You are in there. Yep.
I'm gonna die, guys.
You're gonna
die.
die.
No, you're not, Joe.
Well, let's go.
You'll be fine.
Let's jump back in the episode. As you mentioned, Randy has he's in the. We already showed Randy in the store, but we'll show Randy as you talking about here back in South Park with the Guinea-saurus Rex. You want to call it?
Yeah, that's what we're calling it.
Guinea rabbits are still everywhere, along with a few guinea panthers.
Guinea panther.
Guinea panthers.
Outback Steakhouse.
That's dangerous.
There's Sharon and Shelly.
Yeah, Shelly.
Say hey guys.
Hey guys. Say hey guys.
At the Outback.
I'm gonna take a look outside. What is it? It's a Guinea-saurus Rex!
And it's in a little purple costume.
It's so cute.
Yay. It's so adorable. Oh my god. Well,
it really is.
I am so startled.
It's the army. They've got jets coming in. They are bombing the Guinea-saurus Rex right now. The Guinea-saurus Rex looks literally unfazed.
Being in Colorado, there'd be a lot more
Classic.
than 4 bombers.
Randy.
Literally.
That's good, Shelly. Stay right there. We're gonna shot with the Guinea-saurus Rex in the background.
Yeah.
He literally spun
That's
around
actually
her.
a
Like
pretty
you
good
see that in Cloverfield.
composition.
Yeah.
Right?
The classic like handheld camera.
That was pretty good shot composition there too.
Very
Yeah.
WCW.
Anyway, back in the cave in Peru, in the giant temple, they see a pathway lined up, and at this point, Craig he's already had enough of the boys' bullshit, but at this point, he's just completely done with it and leaves the temple with Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Kenny following him. They then meet the head of Homeland Security at Machu Picchu, and and he orders the guards to shoot the boys, claiming that they are Peruvian flute bands and must be stopped. Stan tries to explain that they aren't a Peruvian flute band and that Craig and the bands are the only way to stop the guinea pigs.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Jump to that as Joe was talking about here. This is the walk where Craig basically decides, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm done. I'm done with your bullshit. I'm not going further into this cave. But unfortunately for him, Joe, that's exactly what he should have done. He probably should have gone further into the cave, and then he wouldn't have taken this path.
Yeah.
Hear that?
We needed
Sounds
it.
like water. Yeah, it's coming from up there. Wow.
It's like this expansive cave system. We've got bridges. We've got bones.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's go.
No,
No.
What do you mean, no?
I'm not following you guys anymore.
Dude, we have to go check
When
this
you
out.
don't do any of the side quests.
Yep.
Because that's just the way it is.
It's there.
Every time bad things happen, you guys end up putting yourselves deeper into the middle of it because that's just the way it is.
That's the way it is. Things will never
Hey, we aren't the ones on an ancient
Yeah.
temple prophecy.
See no
wall,
changes.
Flashlight.
We're in a television show,
I
Craig.
decided
You already
that
know
I'm
this.
done. I am choosing not to be a part of this anymore.
How do you do that?
It's easy. Watch.
It just leaves.
There he goes. They literally follow him.
Craig, dude, wait up.
They're in shock. They've never had somebody tell them not to do this.
Go back now. No.
Now,
They're still going?
Hey, look, there's something here.
Nope.
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 Now walking in the rain.
Dude, this is boring. This is just a bunch of walking around.
Yep. Nice and boring. Just the way I like it.
Then as Joe
This.
eventually go ahead, sorry, Dane.
And
Oh no, I was just about to say that this is exactly why Craig is the perfect boyfriend for Tweak, because he has such an even-keeled, low-energy manner. I mean, he's the only one to balance out that seesaw, my friend.
That's a good point. So as Joe had talked, here is no, it's true. He's all up, and Craig.
Oh yeah.
More mellowed out, right? Joe had talked about that the boys eventually encounter the general here, so let's show that here.
Wait here a minute.
This part's funny. He's yelling at the statue.
Behold! I am standing on your precious land. I've waited a long time for this.
Oh no.
What's he doing? What of your prophecy now? Nothing can stop me.
And all of a sudden, Craig up.
Craig!
Craig!
Here.
Hey, that asshole who sent us to the jungle with nobody to pick us up.
Sir, is everything all right? Shoot them. Shoot them? They're a Peruvian band that escaped. We must keep them contained.
No, listen to me. The Peruvian flute bands were keeping the Guinea creatures away. Whatever's happening to the world is happening because you guys got rid of all the flute bands.
I said shoot them.
Go look! It's all an ancient Incan prophecy.
Maybe we should look at it, sir.
What happens after that, Mr. Joe?
he reveals his evil plot to everyone. Even after being shot by one of the guards, he is a Guinea pirate.
The Guinea pirate form.
Arr.
So, at this point, Craig continues to do what he's been saying he's going to do, and he's choosing not to be involved and walking away. Though, at this point, he steps on some kind of booby-trapped or rigged stone tile, activating something and causing Craig to shoot rays from his eyeballs towards the guinea pig pirate, paralyzing the pirate completely.
Why are there
We've all been there.
Why are there energy rays coming out of my eyes? Let's show that here.
Right, he's not even paid, he's just, why?
Damn you, Craig.
Let me see.
You just don't.
Craig!
I didn't say it.
You
I
see,
think
for thousands of years, horrid creatures have lived in the Guinea Valley of Peru. The Incas learned how to keep the creatures at bay.
The
by playing
Incas.
pan flute music. Guinea creatures hate it even more than humans do. But the prophecy foretold that one day the creatures would be unleashed, and I have made that happen. The Incas predicted the world would be saved by Craig.
By Craig.
But that part of the prophecy will not come true.
By Craig.
For you will all die on this mountain.
Ooh.
You're some kind of monster. Oh,
What the hell?
More than that. Guinea
Oh, here it
pigs,
is.
rabbits,
Here we go!
I am something much more evil.
Greater.
Arrgh! Guinea pirate!
Guinea pig
Ah!
jumps out of the
Sir,
way.
I promise you.
Grr!
I'm going to ruin your plans. I'll just walk away.
I'll just walk away. Just walk
Here I
away.
go. Just walk away.
Walk away.
Walk away.
All of a sudden, go to pull the statue back.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay?
Curse you, Craig!
Out of my eyes.
Okay, now there.
Curse you, Craig.
Curse ye, Craig.
Curse ye, Craig!
Arg. How does this episode wrap up now, Joe?
It wraps up with a pan flute rendition of Cars by Gary Newman, with Craig telling the aftermath, much like Sarah Connor. I almost mixed Linda Hamilton and Sarah Connor together, but much like Sarah Connor at the end of Terminator, giving a second monologue, kind of wrapping everything up. The bands were released and drove the guinea pigs back to the jungle. Randy is once more trying to show his videos, only to discover that like a dumbass, he never put a tape in there. I mean, this was before you had like hard drives built into the camera and everything, and flashcards and stuff, I'm guessing. Or
Wait, he didn't tape this? I don't remember that. He didn't tape any of it?
I think
nope.
Day when
it wasn't rolling?
It was back in the day with those old school cameras where you could hit record, but it doesn't know that it's recording.
Yeah, it doesn't know that, yeah.
Oh my God!
Nowadays,
oh my God!
Nowadays, if you hit record, it'll tell you, like, if there's no card, there's no whatever.
No card, no memory.
Absolute
like,
insanity.
Hey, dumbass, I can't record.
But back then, those fucking old school, JVC cameras, they record and didn't have anything in it. It didn't record anything.
No, you
no.
You'd be like, oh, I'm recording. And then be like, oh, crap, there's nothing in here. There's no tape.
That was my first camera. It was a mini DV tape camera. Good shit. Good times.
Oh, yeah.
Let's show the end of the episode.
I was going to say, Craig concludes that everyone is just a player on the stage of life, but that he will never fucking trust the boys again.
That's true.
I stopped the Guinea pirates from taking over the earth. All the Peruvian flute bands were released and drove the Guinea creatures back to the Andes Mountains.
I love this pamphlet rendition.
Many people had died. All over the world, survivors were found, living witnesses to the terror that had been seen.
No! Look! Oh, I didn't have a tape in it.
Oh, I didn't have a tape in it. Look, I mean, after
Holy shit!
Sharon would be so pissed.
Yeah. You could already see the anger on her face.
Oh my God! That's why she gives up in the later seasons. That's why she gives up.
Yo, totally.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going back through a slideshow like the beginning of the episode. There's Craig.
My parents were so happy.
I'm sure.
I realized that we don't always have control over what happens to us. We are but players on the stage of life. And I also learned to never listen when people come asking you for money.
That guy's an asshole. Yeah, what
They're mariachis.
That guy's an ass.
Fucking hate.
So, question, boys.
I fucking hate Craig.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Okay. Well, that was like the only one, right?
Yeah.
I fucking hate Craig. All right, boys.
The episode does end with the Homeland Security getting out of prison, and that's how the episode ends with a giant guinea pig in his black
as they deserve
form.
Yeah,
all right,
well, technically their fault.
Black and white.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back on the other side after a quick word from our sponsors. Thank you, and provided by Spreaker. We'll be right back.
Subscribe to Suck My Balls, a South Park review on Spotify, Apples, iTunes, anywhere you want to download a podcast. Just type that in, subscribe to our feed, and you'll get the latest, greatest episode each and every week. You can also listen to us on YouTube and go back and watch some videos or any of our library. It's all there. Suck My Balls, South Park review.
All right, we're back on the other side. Once again, shout out to our sponsors there, provided by Spreaker. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, or visit linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. Before we get into the trivia and the pop culture, Dane has a question that he'd like to pose to the rest of us. Dane, the floor is yours.
Boys, everybody, gather around. This is too much hype for this very simple question. But at the end of the episode, we saw that they were going to become now a mariachi band. Even though the pan flute bands are back, I guess they just kind of gave up on that and said, fuck it to everything that we bought. Let's roll it into mariachis. Now, boys, here's the gig. If pan flute bands were stopping guinea pigs from roaming the world, what is a mariachi band stopping?
Chupacabra.
That's a good one. Matt, come on, man.
I would think the mariachi band would probably try to get rid of the gringos, not the actual white people, right? Because, I mean, that's the music, so maybe it would annoy white people away. I don't know.
Yeah. That shitty beer, you know.
Shitty beer. That's a good point as well.
I like Chupacabra. Chupacabra is my favorite. All right, boys. Let's round it out.
All right, well, I am not your 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion, but I will do my best. Here is some trivia for you. We're going to play Joe's music. This is the first time Shelly Marsh appears frightened in the show. Craig's last name is revealed to be Tucker. This was the first time it was revealed.
Ooh.
Craig frequently complains in this episode about the boys getting into unnecessary predicaments, which does happen on many occasions. This is, of course, a reference to almost every episode of South Park. Craig is 10 years old, according to the number of candles on his birthday cake, making him one of the older students in the 4th grade class. When Craig finally decides that he's going to ditch the boys, they appear to be seen walking on top of the Nazca lines. Specifically, they are walking on top of the Hummingbird. This was the final episode to be rated TV-14 by the Federal Communications Commission, aka the FCC. The rest of episodes going forward will be given a TVMA classification.
Wow.
And also, if you watch this episode on the HBO Max version, this extra has an extra sound effect during the sequence of Michael Chertoff's transforming into his true form, the Guinea pirate.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah. Well, that's some of your trivia. Here's some pop culture for you. Craig refers to the Peruvian jungle as the Land of the Giants world, referring to Land of the Giants, Land of the Lost, and the Lost World. The music played under Craig's narration at the beginning of the episode is a pan flute cover of Three Blind Mice, as Joe talked about, and Cars at the End by Gary Newman. Randy's subplot, as we mentioned, is a spoof of the 2008 movie Cloverfield. He often turns the camera on himself on the pandemic and says, "I am so startled," which is a reference to the Blair Witch Project, which we brought up in the last episode. The scene where Randy uses night vision is a reference to the movie Record, or REC. In the news report from the New York City, there are a few parody billboards and signs of companies. D-Mobile, obviously T-Mobile. Spritz, as in Sprint. Coochie, as in Gucci. I Heart New York and I Heart New York Theater, which is, of course, a parody of the Statue of Liberty. And a large Cats display can be seen, and one large ketchup bottle and a couple of single beer bottle signs. Finally, the scene where the townspeople take shelter in the grocery store is a reference to, you actually pointed out, The Mist, which is itself based on Stephen King's book of the same title. And the last thing, one piece of continuity, it is possible that Craig's identity as the savior predicted by the ancient Incas had subconsciously inspired him to acquire his own pet guinea pig, as Stripe was first mentioned in Season 3 episode Tweak versus a Craig.
That makes so much sense. The lore goes deep here, boys.
Yeah, the ancient Incas predicted that it would be it, and it took a while.
Craig would get a guinea pig.
For Craig to get there. All right, let's start off with you, Mr. Becker. Would you like this episode, sir?
I remember when this episode came out, I was a moderator of the South Park Studios official chat room, and we were going all wild and crazy about it. Me and my friends loved this episode. And I only say that because on that website, in its oldest version, they had these behind the scenes where they had these guinea pigs on these like very tiny, you'd almost like shoot, products on them, the very tiny little white boxes. And they just had these cute little guinea pigs, and they literally did. They literally made costumes in-house and bought some, and then put them on these guinea pigs. And then filmed them.
Pigs? I'm sorry, what did you shoot?
You don't shoot guinea pigs, okay? You film them.
Shot something on them, like, I don't know. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
No Ghostbuster testing here. No. But I always love these episodes for that small little memory that I had. And also just because they're funny. Cloverfield was really big during this time. Everyone was going down that system because Cloverfield made money. Because J.J. Abrams, he makes money by asking a question and never answering it. So, Cloverfield popped off. All these movies were coming up. So Randy perfectly encapsulates what those movies are like when you actually start to think, well, what is it like behind the scenes when this guy's just constantly holding the camera while everyone's dying around him? What is the point? Because in Cloverfield, in most of these movies, they only make one little reference. They're always like, this will be great recording for later. Just like Randy says. The only movie that ever made sense besides like Paranormal Activity was like Blair Witch, because they're filming a documentary. The rest of these movies, it's just some douchebag with like an iPhone. So
Right,
that's always great.
And in 2007 or 8, who the hell was still recording birthday parties on camcorders?
Right? And it was like it's like a New York like rooftop birthday party. Like, bro, please. Not even Spider-Man was filming that. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And of course the guy eventually, spoiler alert for Cloverfield, which is like fucking 16 years old. The guy recorded his own death. And then I'm pretty sure they still picked up the camera and continued. I'm like, oh my God. So I like the episode for that. Other than that, it reminds me of Trey Parker. Him and Matt wrote this really fun script called Giant Monsters Attack Japan, which is about a man that moves to Japan with his son for work and realizes that Japan is exactly what animes and movies are. They're getting constantly attacked by Godzilla. There's anime characters running around. People are having, building size skyscraper battles. And it reminded me of that. A lot of the jokes and a lot of the humor reminded me of that script. If you haven't read it, I think it's available free online. It's called Giant Monsters Attack Japan. It's a very funny script that Trey and Matt, I think, did with the writer of American Beauty, which is a very strange little fact. Anyway, that's why I love this episode.
Joe! Little movie.
I wish it came out.
Movie.
Joe?
It never got made.
No, I meant American Beauty was strange. The cute ass guinea pig costumes have always been funny to me, and just the Craig basically calling them out on everything that's happened the entire series. You know why this happened? Because you see a cave and you say, let's check it out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like he does prove a good point. That said, I'd probably side with Stan and Kyle.
Always.
I mean,
absolutely,
if you walked
always.
in ancient Inca, temple, underground temple, I would continue to explore it. Like, that'd be cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like, especially if I found some Goonies shit like they did.
Yeah, I agree with what you said on this episode. Like, as far as the two-parter is concerned, this is my favorite of the two, or I like this better than the first part. There were some good funny moments in here with Randy. The ridiculousness of all the gerbil outfits is funny. The conclusion that we find out that Craig really not only is the key, but it's been, been set in stone. And Craig is the prophecy of the guinea pigs. It's always been in plain sight, and we just didn't see it.
Yeah, the irony of that is beautiful.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for another edition of SMB, a South Park Review. You can follow us as a podcast by going to Linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. You can also hit that like and subscribe button if you're watching it right here on YouTube. You can follow us on TikTok at SouthParkPod as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Nikki, and I can't be in the guys. Hi with the areas, draw your boy, Matthew Schaffer. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Matthew_Schaffer. This man likes to bring the pain in the digital marketing game. He's the guy who solicits those picks to get your clicks. Ooh. And director, writer, Dane, what's coming up in the world? Derby.
August 6th, Derby City Wrestling, every Sunday at 2 p.m. on the Memphis Wrestling YouTube channel. Just go ahead and go on YouTube, search Derby City Wrestling. Tons of stuff coming up, tons of great promotions that, I like to roll with too. You enjoy wrestling, constantly having some of the best looking product out there. AEW Collision was great. Shout out all the small town indies, right? Derby City Wrestling every Sunday at 2 p.m. August 6th is our next live event.
And, of course, you can follow them on social media, Derby City Wrestling. I just followed them today on Twitter and I also found Dane Becker. I'm a new follower of Dane Becker on Twitter. So there you go. Follow Derby City Wrestling. Maybe you'll find Dane. Maybe you can find him. He's not going to tell you what it is. You got to find him. It's a mystery hunt.
No.
Go find him.
No, I hide it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, of course, this man is a doctor of thugonomics, punkonomics, scooponomics, polyphonics. He also works in the professional wrestling business. He's also a writer, a booker, and an announcer, and a cameraman aficionado. Ladies and gentlemen, the trivia. God. Joe Vernala, what do you got coming up in Colorado?
July 2nd, at the Roxy Theater, Lonnie Valdez versus Marlon Bishop. That'll be a banger that will be available for free on our Twitch. July 14th at the Mercury Event Center in Westminster, and live on the Fight app, we will have Aero Lucha, which will be some lucha, some wrestling, and some hardcore. Not anything deathmatch, just a little bit of hardcore stuff. And if you are in the Colorado area and have a season pass to Elitch Gardens or just want to run up there for a weekend, July 8th and 9th, starting at 4 p.m. and then every hour on the hour, we are going to have 2 days of Lucha Libre action.
Wait, every hour on the hour wrestling?
Yeah.
Good
4, 5,
God.
6, yeah.
Wow.
We're doing 5 matches, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6, 7, and 8.
That's cool.
Both days.
Woo. Pump the shit out of that, boy.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty fucking sweet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another edition of SMB, a South Park review. We'll be back next week with another review. It's going to be special. It's going to be great as we get ready to wrap up Season 12. I'm your boy MSG. That's Dane Becker. That's Joe Vernola. We'll see you next week.